Hi guys, I am Shweta and welcome to Doodle Shoodle workshop day 1. So, I first of all want to thank each and every one of you for enrolling for this workshop. I am really delighted. Plus, I am really very excited to teach you for the next 10 days. So, I hope you're also excited and want to start this journey with me. So, before I start with the actual topic today, I would like to let you know that we are going to segregate this workshop in 10 different topics. Okay? यूँ तो कहें वर्कशॉप डूडल में ज़्यादा कुछ होता नहीं है because I have seen a lot of people taking doodle workshop for like just 3 hours, 4 hours. But I feel that every topic should be done in a depth. You know, जब तक उसकी गहराई में ना जाओ तब तक आपको समझ में ही नहीं आएगा. So I have chosen 10 basic topics, and by the end of the 10th day, I am sure you will feel much confident about yourself, much confident about your imagination, your observation, your lines, your patterns, your clarity, the neatness, alignments, placings, everything. You will be really very confident. All you need to do is just to follow my steps. Okay, if you are honest with yourself for the next 10 days, you will ace and excel in this process. Okay, enough of badbad. Let's get into the topic. So today we will be doing something very basic. Okay, I don't want to give you a load on the first day itself, so I want you guys to do some exercises, but it will be fun. I promise it is going to be fun. Okay, so we'll do some basic exercises in every class. Okay, in every class, no matter आप doodle करो, no matter you go to oil painting, canvas painting, caricature or sketching, portrait, you know, this exercise is a must because it involves your hand movements. अब जब तक हाथ नहीं move करेंगे, how will you draw, right? Now you will say that Shweta, hands to move, right? But what are you talking about? We do move our hands when we draw. But guys, we have to learn the trick of how to move your hands, okay? So let's get started and I'll let you know जैसे जैसे हम आगे बढ़ेंगे वैसे वैसे how your hands should be moving and what exactly I am talking about. Now, I want you to sit patiently. Headphones लगाने headphones लगा लो, अकेले रूम में बैठना अकेले रूम में बैठ जाओ, but listen to some good music, okay? And by good music, I do not mean by dinchak where you feel like dancing, okay? Good music which soothes your mind, which soothes your soul, but doesn't make you sleep, huh? Don't do that. So do this along with me and let's have some fun, okay? I have taken a fine liner. Now, before getting into the line works and exercise and blah blah blah, let me just introduce you to some weapons. I would say हर artist का weapon उसका pen होता है, हर writer का weapon उसका pen होता है basically, but even for artists it is a pen and a pencil, right? So I'll show you this one first. This is a brushstroke fine liner. Okay, you get this in different nibs and sizes. This is 0.8 mm. Okay, you will see different sizes of these pens which will be written over here. This is 0.6 mm and this is the smallest and the thinnest, 0.05. 0.8, the 0.8 is the thickest one and 0.05 mm is the thinnest one. Okay, now this is one brand. The next brand that I always vouch for is Faber-Castell Eco Pigment. This is 0.1, this is 0.4. okay, then there are various other brands like Stedler ho gaya. Then you have, if you're based out of India, then you have different brands over there as well. I don't know if brushstroke will be available, but Faber-Castell will definitely be. So by the end of the 10th day, I will be sharing all the links of the materials that you require for basic doodling. Once the lockdown is lifted, you guys can go ahead and buy them. So for now, I would suggest keep a diary. If you don't have a diary like me, you can take some loose papers like this, and if not that, if you guys have got a drawing book, वो तो बहुत ही अच्छी बात होगी. So take one of these, and a regular pen will also do. If you are an artist, like I have few artists in this group, so you guys can go ahead with the fine liners if you have. If not, ball pen, gel pen, ink pen, brush pen, sketch pen, this pen, that pen, anything will do right now, because our agenda over here is to learn the basics right now. Once you excel in them, then go ahead and buy all these fancy little things and explore yourself. Okay, so just this was introduction about the pens that I'm using. So I'll go ahead using 0.8, which is the thickest. अगर outline draw करनी होती है थोड़ी thick, and also I use this. And when I have to do patterns inside which are very intricate work, at that time I go for 0.05 mm or 0.1 mm. That gives beautiful lines. Okay, moving ahead. So what we'll do right now, guys, is that we will start doing the exercises. Okay, we are going to draw a line from one side to the other side of your page. And guys, no cheating. We are not taking help of rulers or any other measurement material. Okay, so let's go ahead and see if we can draw this straight line from one end to the other. Something like this. Okay, let's try one more. Do you see? I'm not taking help of any ruler, but you have to sit and draw from one end to the other. Now, why we are doing this exercise? So that you get your hands moving. Okay? Now you would say that hands though are moving, Shweta. What are you talking about? Well, when it comes to drawing or making any artwork, now it can be anything. It can be your sketching or portrait making, or maybe your acrylics, oil painting, basically anything that's related to art. You need to have a good hand, and I do not mean by saying good hand as in an artistic hand or something like that. There is nothing magical about it, but you should have that memory built in your hand. I'll explain how. So now when we draw on a bigger surface, which is wide enough for us to cover only with this angle of your hand, okay? Now there are three parts: your fingers, your wrist, and your elbow. Okay, I will not be able to get my elbow here. Yes, so imagine that I just showed the elbow. So three parts are there, right? So what are we going to do is we are going to use these three parts in a way where if you have I would say a space like this from one end to the other end of this page, maybe I can do this with my elbow. Till the time I don't move my elbow, my pen is not going to go ahead. Now imagine if the space was only this much, okay, just a circle over here. Imagine there's a circle. Then I will not use my elbow for it, okay? Maybe I can use the angle where I just have to move my wrist. It goes like this. Do you see the movement? Okay, my elbow is just fixed and my wrist is moving. Okay. Now there might be some space which is very chota, which is very, very small, and I don't even have to move my wrist, okay? I just need to go with my fingers. Now if you see, my wrist is also stationary and my fingers are moving. Getting this part? I hope you're able to understand. Now this is the movement that I'm talking about. Okay? Now for example, today you will be able to use your wrist for this paper. But tomorrow when you are confident enough to doodle around on the walls, then you will have to move your elbows. You cannot move just your wrist. Okay? To draw on the wall, which is huge space, you need to move your elbows. And it's not that you will not be able to, but what happens is that if you keep using your wrist only to doodle or to draw or paint on the walls or a bigger space like that, if you keep doing for a prolonged period of time, you will develop pain in your forearms. Okay, and which is not good, because if it is continued for a very long time, then whenever you will pick up a pen, it will start paining and stuff like that, and you will not be able to draw. So that is the reason why we do this exercise every day before we start our art for 5 to 10 minutes and build the memory muscles in your hands. Okay, I hope I'm clear with this. Moving ahead, if I have to go, let's draw a line which says dash. Okay, just draw a straight line, guys, no taking help of any ruler. Yeah, let's draw one more. Try doing this with your elbow moving and everything fixed. Okay. Alright, let's see if I can draw another straight line from here. Yes? Getting my point? Let's draw one more. You cannot see it, but then I was moving my elbow. Okay, try and move your elbow, guys. Alright, now moving on to next. Can you draw something vertical? Yeah, can you draw something like vertical lines? Now if I have to draw vertical lines, I would ask you to draw from one end of the page to the other end of the page, but for instructional purpose, maybe I can go like this and see if you can draw the straight lines. They should be parallel to each other. Don't even think about taking a ruler, okay guys? You have to be honest with yourself. If you're not honest, then these 10 days that you are investing in is of no use. If you're not able to draw a straight line, that is fine with me for day one. But as and when you keep drawing, as and when you keep practicing, these lines will turn out straight. And here, for this kind of a space, I am just moving my fingers. Everything else is fixed. My elbow is fixed. My wrist is also fixed. And I'm moving just my fingers. Getting this? Yeah? Now I can draw something like a wavy line. Let's see how it looks like. I've put very light pressure of my pen on the paper. And I have to move my elbow because of the camera setting. It's not letting me do it in one go. Yeah? Let's see if we can draw one more. Just below it. And let's go parallel. Yeah? So what you can do, guys, is that you can keep drawing the same thing again and again. For example, I have just shown you two straight lines and two straight lines here. You can even fill the entire page with straight lines just to get an idea and to practice. Okay? You don't have to try different patterns on the same page. I can go with the same wavy lines throughout the page. Yeah? So even if per day you take one pattern and keep practicing on the entire page, that is also fine. Okay? Okay. Now moving forward, let's see and draw slant lines. Now you have to decide whether you want to use your wrist your fingers or your elbows. I'm not going to say about this. Getting my point? It's all about straight lines. See, it will not be of the same size because I am not taking any measurement. My motive over here is to have straight lines. I don't want to have lines something like this. This is wrong. Okay, this is wrong. I don't want a line like this. I want straight lines. Okay? Getting my point? You can practice any of these patterns throughout the page. That's also fine, okay? Now moving on. Now this is about practicing lines and everything. Let me tell you that you can use these lines, something as basic as these, in your doodles, and you will understand this by the end of the 10th day. Please keep this in mind. Please keep practicing this daily so that you have a good idea about what I'm talking, and on the 10th day you will be knowing exactly what we are doing. Okay? All right, let's move ahead. I like something called as fillers. I like something called as fillers. Now we use fillers in the doodle artwork where we have empty spaces and we don't know what to doodle there. Maybe the spaces are so small that you cannot draw something out there. That's when these fillers come into the picture. Okay, so we'll use these fillers now. Let's start. Okay, do you remember that when you were a young kid and you used to go to a grocery store with your parents? I still actually find that thing in the grocery stores or in the bakery stores also. You get something, it's a sweet kind of a thing, and you get it in a shape like this. I don't know what you call them, I have forgotten, but you get them in the local bakeries and grocery stores also. They come in two flavors, I guess, chocolate and strawberry. That's what I remember because मैंने वो ही खाए हैं. So I call these patterns as swirls. Okay, this is one very basic pattern, and you will see me using these patterns in a lot of my doodle artwork. Something very basic, but when you draw them in your doodle artwork as fillers, they look very nice. So let's draw a line filled with swirls. If anybody knows what they're actually called in the grocery stores and bakery stores, please let me know because I've forgotten the name. Yeah? Getting it? Okay. Now, who likes maths? And how many of you do not like maths? Hey, but do not worry, we're not doing anything related to maths. There are few signs in maths that we generally have been seeing since childhood. So few of those signs can be used as fillers in my doodles, and it is the addition sign, plus. So you can use this plus sign as one of your fillers. Now if I'm using plus, can I use multiplication? Yes, I can. So maybe I can go with the multiplication sign, fill my line quickly. Yes? How good was that? Okay. Now I can use something like a telephone wire thing. Yeah. people who were born before the generation of cell phones being widely used in their households, having no telephones, they will know what this look like. So I can use this telephone wire thingy also as one of my fillers. So guys, what I'm trying to tell you is that doodle is everywhere. You can doodle anything that is around you. If you're sitting in a room, you can doodle your bed, you can doodle your chair, table, frames, the things that you have on your desk like pen stand, or I'm just seeing what else do I have. A stool, maybe. If you're sitting in a garden, you can doodle leaves, flowers, grass, butterflies, frogs, dog. Yeah. So there's nothing. And birds. See, the bird was like, why didn't you mention me? And she started. So you can actually doodle anything that is around you. So you have to start observing, and you will be listening to this quite a lot in this workshop, because I am not going to spoon feed you. I want you guys to learn on your own. Of course, I am there for all the guidance that you need, and I will be showing you how to lead your path, but I can only show you the path. I cannot come along with you over there. So you have to find your own destination. For that, you need to start observing your path, right? Okay, enough of barbad again. Let me continue with this. Now, something like this can be taken as a filler. Now, I want to use more fillers, but before that, I am going to tell you something about shapes. Now, if you notice, what are the shapes that you have around you? We know this from childhood again. Circle, square, rectangle, triangle. Yeah, I can use something like a cloud. Can I? I can, right? I can use something like a cloud. Then I can use something like a heart. Now this thing is again widely used everywhere. In all the doodles, you will see a lot of people doing this. Okay? Now, can you use something like a flower? Yeah? Now, something like a leaf. Yeah, I'm just giving you basic shapes. Nothing extravagant, okay? Yeah? So let's see how we can use these as fillers. Okay, you can even go ahead, use a star or something like that. There are in various forms you can draw star. I generally draw my star like this. Yeah? Or else you can draw your star in a very starry way. Something like this. It's totally up to you. Flowers, leaves, it's totally up to you how you want to draw your shapes. Okay? Now moving forward, let's see how I can use these shapes and create some doodly patterns, which I will be able to use in a doodle artwork. Getting my point? So I am trying to use these basic shapes in a doodly pattern, and these patterns I can use later in my artwork. How? I'll show you right away. Now, if I have to draw a circle, if I have to draw something in a circle, maybe I can take different shapes or different sizes rather, not shapes, sorry. A circle cannot have a different shape. So, you can draw the circle in different sizes if you want. So let me just draw a couple of circles of one size. My camera setting is not letting me draw. Yeah. Now I can draw another circle inside which is smaller. Something like this. Yeah. Now let's say I'm drawing another circle which is in between the size of the first and the second one that I drew. Getting it? If you want later, you can add small circles around. I am just going randomly. There is nothing that I have in my mind in particular to draw. So I am just going random with this. Getting it? Yeah? Okay. Later, now if I want to use a triangle, maybe I can use a triangle this way. Again, I can use a triangle and draw a complete line full of triangles. Okay. Now if I want to draw a pattern using a triangle, maybe I can do an upside down thing also. So I will draw something like this, just below it, but upside down triangle. And there you will have your own pattern. Getting it? So this is another pattern that you have got using the triangles. Now let's see what you can have with a rectangle thing. I want to draw small blocks of rectangles. And then one big block of rectangles. Small block of rectangles. Something like this, and I'll keep going and form my own pattern. I've used these basic shapes and I've created a doodly pattern. Understanding, guys? Yes? As simple as that. Now, you can do this with a square also if you want. Or you can do a different pattern with a square, that is also fine. Let's see how I would place my squares. Yes? And now I will add small squares in between the spaces that I've created of the two big ones. Something like this. I'll go ahead and create a pattern. Getting my point? So I have used these basic shapes that we have gone through right now over here, and I'm trying to make patterns out of it. This is without referring anything. So guys, I want you to do the same. You know the shapes, just go ahead, create your own patterns, okay? If you can create something else than this without referring anything else, guys, I'll be more than happy. Okay, let's go and see what was the next one. A heart and cloud and flower and leaf. Okay, let's go with the heart first. I'm again drawing heart at a distance so that I can play with the size of it. Yes, I can play around with the size of this shape. So what am I doing? I am just playing either with the size of the shape or I am playing with the placement. Yeah, maybe I can fit two hearts over here. If you're not happy with only this much, maybe you can go ahead and draw smaller ones. Yeah, you can, again, if you're not fine with your pattern, you can go ahead and create another one around, something like this. Yeah, create a pattern with the shape that you have. Now what you can do with the flowers, I'm going to combine my flowers and leaves together. If you want, you can do it separately also, but I would like to combine them. So I'm drawing the flowers at a distance like how I've done for the rest of the shapes. Yeah. I've just gone ahead and drawn the flowers, and what I'll do is I am going to connect the line with leaves. Getting it? I'm going to connect the line with the leaves like so. Something like this. Later on I can show you the shade alternatively. You know, something like this. Yes? Get it? Okay. Now moving forward, draw any fruit that you like. Draw any fruit that you like. It can be anything. Now I do not want you to draw shade and make it look exactly the same, but you should know the outline. Now if you do not know how your favorite fruit looks like, then I would suggest you to look at a real picture of the fruit and not the drawing of it, or look at the real fruit itself. For example, if you have an apple at home, look at the apple and just draw the outline of it. You do not have to do anything ahead than that. If you like a strawberry, then go ahead with only the line work and the shape of the strawberry. Now for example, I love strawberries, so I'll go ahead and draw just the line of it, something like this. Yeah, so that's a kind of a shape that I know of a strawberry, and I'm going to put that leaf thing up on the top of the strawberries. And strawberries have got this weird line thing inside, so I'm just doing it randomly. I don't know how it will look like, but let's see. Yeah, something like this my strawberry would look like. Yes. Okay, how would a water droplet look like? This. Now I'm going ahead and trying different shapes, guys. Okay, different shapes. A teardrop or a water drop, you know, they would look something like this. I'm going ahead and experimenting with the different shapes apart from the basic shapes that we had learned before. Okay, now if I say that draw cloud, so for me a cloud will be of a certain form, of a certain pattern. For you it might be of certain pattern. So whatever pattern you know, whatever shape you know of a cloud, please go ahead and draw. Okay, maybe I'll have it something like this. So you can go ahead and draw your cloud in such a way. We are doing very simple things today, guys. I do not want to give you that stress on day one. So let us begin with something which is very easy to start with. So maybe my clouds would look something like this. Maybe for someone, only for the explanation's sake, maybe for someone the cloud might look something like this, okay? It might look something like this. For me, my cloud looks like this. For you or someone, it might look like this, or it might look like something else. That's totally fine. It is your depiction. Okay, so you can draw anyhow you want. Getting my point? So I hope that you have understood so far what we have done. We have done some basic exercises for the hand movement and building the hand memory and everything like that. Then we went ahead, we learned fillers, some fillers, how we can use fillers. Okay, you can also use triangle and squares and rectangles as a fillers also. So if you draw triangles, your squares and your rectangles very small, for example like so, even those will come into fillers. So this triangle can be my filler, and if I want to draw very like sleek blocks of rectangles, even these can be my fillers. Guys, I'm talking about fillers and not shapes over here. Okay, so these triangles, rectangles, squares can be used as fillers also. All right, okay, moving ahead, shapes, various shapes, taking the basic shapes like circle, square, rectangle, triangle. Then you go for other shapes that you observe in your daily life, that is your cloud, heart, flower, leaves, stars, moon, a donut, maybe your fruits, your vegetables, something like that. You can see if you can draw only the outline. I do not want anything inside of that. I just want you to draw the outline. Okay, after that we went ahead and we drew the patterns, doodly patterns, using the basic shapes in various forms. If you want, you can draw this way, or else if there is anything else that comes in your mind, please go ahead and draw it that way. Okay, all right, so that's it for today, guys. I hope that you have understood the session well. If there's any query or any doubt, please feel free to reach me. What I want you guys to do, okay, what I want you guys to do is do a homework. Now it's a very simple homework which will take roughly about 10 to 15 minutes, not more than that. So I want you guys to make one art on an A4 size paper or whatever you have, using everything that you've learned today. All the basic shapes, the fillers, maybe the exercise lines and everything. So you can use any of these or all of these and create a homework where you put everything on one sheet, on one paper. For a better understanding, I have already done something, so let's have a look at it. You seeing this? So I have used the clouds, the rainbow, heart, flowers, leaves, swirls, plus, triangles, circles, water droplets, donuts, strawberries, whatever I could think of, I have drawn it on a piece of paper and I have created a doodle out of it. So by the end of the day, what have you done? You have learned something very basic like lines and fillers and shapes and patterns, and you have already on day one created a doodle art. Understanding, guys? So that's what I want you guys to do, and this is your homework for today. And please remember, do not send me your homework on WhatsApp. I will not be entertaining the homeworks on WhatsApp. Please send me your homeworks via email, and submit it to me on the same day when we go through the session. Okay, so that's it for today. I'll see you guys tomorrow with a new topic. Till then, take care, keep doodling. Bye bye.